Have you ever gotten into a walking race with a stranger at the airport? I had exactly 10 minutes to catch my connecting flight on the opposite side of the terminal. 10 minutes. That's barely enough time to walk there normally, let alone deal with crowds and gate changes. I'm naturally a fast walker. Always have been. I've left friends behind at malls, colleagues struggling to keep up in parking lots. It's just how I move. So when I got off that first flight, I immediately locked into airport mode. Head down, long strides, weaving through the slow tourists dragging their roller bags. That's when I passed this older woman and her husband. They'd been on my flight, moving at a leisurely retirement pace like they had all day. I overtook them without thinking about it. Standard airport protocol. But then this woman did something that made my blood pressure spike. She cut directly in front of me. Not by accident. Not because she didn't see me. She deliberately stepped into my path and slowed down. I thought, okay, maybe she's confused about directions. Maybe she's looking for something. But no. The second I moved around her again, she pulled the same move. Cut right back in front of me. That's when I realized what was happening. This woman had turned my connecting flight into a competition. She'd been fine walking slowly with her husband until I passed her. Now suddenly she needed to be ahead of me. The audacity was breathtaking. So I decided to give her exactly what she was asking for. I picked up my pace. Not running, but definitely moving with purpose. She immediately sped up too. We're both still pretending this isn't happening, but we're basically speed walking through Terminal C like Olympic athletes. I could see her out of my peripheral vision, pumping her arms, breathing hard, determined not to let some young person show her up. The thing is, she picked the wrong opponent. I've been walking fast my entire life. This woman probably hadn't moved this quickly since the Clinton administration. I started smiling because there was no universe where she was going to outpace me to that gate. None. I shifted into another gear. Long, efficient strides that ate up the terminal floor. She tried to match it, but I could hear her husband calling after her, telling her to slow down. She ignored him completely. This had become personal. By the time we reached the final stretch, I was practically jogging. She was gasping, red-faced, clutching her carry-on like it was anchoring her to the ground. I sailed past her and reached the gate with time to spare. I got in line first, boarded first, and found a perfect overhead bin space for my bag. When she finally stumbled up to the gate 5 minutes later, she was sweating and out of breath. The plane was packed. Every overhead bin was full. She had to gate check her bag and squeeze into a middle seat in the back. I watched her realize what had happened. That this whole ridiculous race had cost her convenience, comfort, and dignity. Her husband shook his head like he'd seen this behavior before. I settled into my aisle seat with my perfectly stowed luggage and couldn't help but grin. She turned a simple walk to the gate into a competition she was never going to win. Have you ever had someone challenge you to a contest they were clearly going to lose? Did they push themselves way past their limits like this woman did? Let me know in the comments below.